Hi everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my tarot channel. I don't know why I'm smiling like this. I feel like it has to do with the reading energy. Because I've been in a glum shit mood all day, I'll tell you that. And I took a little rest with my dog and then I was like listening to some readings online and I was like, I had this idea about this sort of image that's been with me and I knew what the reading was about. So so I can't believe that I only took what is it? It says I took 2 days off, but I think it's like just hitting 2 days, like barely. But usually I like to take a longer break than that, so I know I keep coming back and saying I'm leaving, which is funny, but I was gonna say, like, I've taken like year-long breaks or like several year-long breaks on this channel, or like 6-month breaks or whatever. I've come and gone, but I've gotten more into it recently because I'm not sure. I feel like I have more wisdom to share maybe at this point in my life. Like, I've been through more, and I see that sharing it helps the world. Keeping it to myself is not healing for me or anyone. And as I have said before, I believe I get a reading from this for myself, because in my mind I'm channeling as a medium, which you don't have to believe, but that's how I experience it. And I'm kind of out of body during the whole thing. So I get a reading and guidance from it, from my guides, I believe from God, from Mother Mary, who I connect with a lot, and Buddha, who I mention pretty much every time, Krishna. Anyway, okay, hold on. There's a couple things coming through. I'm gonna put out some cards. Just gonna do it in an intuitive way. I'm not gonna do it in any certain pattern. Okay, so those are our cards, and then we might have more other cards later. And the phrase that I heard a couple days ago I saw, that really affected me and made me feel stupid and also think about life and just so many things, was push to enter. And I'm gonna laugh, but in Spanish it would be empujar para entrar. I don't know, it just sounds rhymey, so I'm just saying it. Anyway, there's a store that I go to, like if you, probably barely anyone here. I know that one of my old high school friends used to watch this sometimes. So hi Ryan, if you're watching. But there's also other people that I know how to tune in and out, that I've known in different parts of life. If you know me, I am a health nut, even though I can go to the other end of it and like become obsessed with like coffee or like sugar. But I've been off the sugar, which is great. Honestly, because I haven't been craving it, which is really weird. I feel like it means I'm getting old or something. Anyway, so there's a health food store I go to where like there was a door that I thought only people who worked there could get in, like that side, because they had like a pass. But all along I'm like watching them get in and just be like, it sucks, I have to go around this long way, this is my life. And I'm just like, c'est la vie, and I'm like waiting for the workers to come by so I can like sneak in with them. But then I realized there's the whole fucking time, I'm sorry, I am gonna start swearing. I hope I don't get canceled on here. Not that I have any followers, but that's why it's so freeing. It's kind of more free than TikTok, which once you start getting followers, there's a little bit of a pressure. That's why I kind of quit TikTok. It's kind of more secret here. Anyway, so it's like a secret club. Just to like, I think I have 30 subscribers, just the 30 of us. Sorry, this is ridiculous, but I am going to do this. Anyway, so the whole time there was a button that said push to enter the door. And I thought about that so much and how that was like, I feel like it's so symbolic of so many things in life where we're just like, I can't do this, or this will never happen, or like we can't imagine a better situation in our lives, and all we have to do is push the button to enter. And the thing is also, usually we're creating the button and the door. For some reason I just thought of my grandfather. He probably is coming through on this reading. He was a writer. If you've ever seen Enemy at the Gates with Jude Law and Rachel Weisz, that is based on my grandfather's book called Enemy at the Gates. Anyway, he was a historian and he wrote several history books, and I loved him very much. And he's coming through in this reading because, ooh, wow, definitely coming through. Because he wants me to tell you that, okay, he was a historian, so he's telling me to tell you the history of why I think this way. It is a family way of thinking, of luck, of put your hat in the ring. It is a family way of thinking. My grandfather is telling me and wants me to tell you. So he was a Cancer sign. I have moon in Cancer. We are obsessed with history. And yeah, he made a career of history. So, okay. So he was obsessed with World War II. I pick random things, but we have a similar mind, and I was told that a lot in my family, that like I had a mind similar to his. Anyway, not that it's useful, but it's like a photographic memory. It is hard in like traditional like formats because it actually doesn't help you with testing, because you have to just memorize the test to win the test. That's how it works for me. It's memorization skills, but it's I can't explain it anyway. It's not in like the way you would exactly want. It's more like it's like you would memorize the exact phrase of something and what it said on a piece of paper. Okay, so my grandfather, like, didn't, I don't come from a line of money. He was orphaned young, and he was like wicked smart. Okay, so he won game show money to get I think college and master's degrees at Columbia, paid for it. All the game show money paid for that. And yeah, you can watch, it's on my YouTube if you want to look at my I have these playlists, and one of them, they're public, and one of them says Grandpa Bill, and he's winning is it The Price is Right, I think? Anyway, and he just had an amazing mind for trivia, and I don't even know how you would know like most of these things. Like I really am not sure. Maybe just someone who reads the paper every day. But he had that kind of mind. And anyway, so, but it never would have happened if he hadn't thought, hey, I'm gonna try Jeopardy. Why not? He put himself in the statistical possibility and the outlier possibility of that happening. I believe in outliers. If you ever read Malcolm Gladwell, is a great writer. He writes about a bunch of perceptual stuff. Like when one of the books is like When I Thought My Wife Was a Hat, or something about dementia. Anyway. But I liked the one about outliers, and I definitely leaned on that in different times in my life and took chances that actually turned into things happening. So I'm getting that energy here. My grandpa and I are like vibing that you are like a little bit of a fraidy cat, maybe Two of Swords. Ooh, did you hear that honk just as I said fraidy cat? So, okay, there's like things you're thinking like about, and then you like take 5 steps back and you're like, no, I'm not smart enough. I can't do that. Or that would be like something really challenging. But then you have to look ahead once you've taken 5 steps back and be like, wait, who's that future self that thought, like, visited me and told me that would be a good idea? Usually it happens in our dreams. So you might want to do like a meditation with your future self, because there was some idea you had that was like way ahead, and you were like, this could be fucking great. Okay, like for your life, like a plan that took the pressure off. It was like a long-term, I'm saying like a long-term like money plan. it wasn't like a lot, it wasn't that like each year it was like a lot of money, but it like took the pressure off for years, and you were like, that is what I need. And I don't know if maybe you made like a business model that's like passive income, or maybe you're like part of some PhD program, or like trying to think of other examples. Maybe you got like a loan for school, or like something, or maybe just inheritance that like you are of age now, and you maybe there's like stipulations, and you're like, fine, I'll just do what you want, just like give me the money. Yeah. But you have to be. My grandpa's also telling me, he used to say people are boring. You know, because he was like kind of out there. He took the family, my mom growing up, they lived in Italy, and they lived in Germany, and they traveled to do research for his book. And then, you know, the whole family had a lot of, I won't get into it, there's a lot of wild history in my family. But anyway, my grandpa Bill wants you to know that, like, if you don't take a chance on yourself, and this has come up before, I guess this was him in my other reading, because I was like, where's this coming from? Don't not take a bet on yourself, you know? Take that chance. And maybe this time you get rejected, and then you just try again in another way, you know? And then maybe that time you get rejected too, and then you regroup, and then you just try again from like the top way. Because if you really want something and you see that it could change your life, especially with this, what I'm seeing is like a financial thing, that is significant. Okay, so all that aside, this is also about somebody, so you've been thinking about all of these things because you've been in isolation from someone who used to make you think like that. Somebody who used to make you, maybe this person was like really eccentric, or like out there, I don't know, like just maybe it had like Aquarius in their chart, or like even Pisces can be really weird. Aries people can be weird because they have like Uranus in the 11th house, which is very Aquarius-esque, even though they're like straight-laced in some ways. Or, you know, another freak sign, no offense, can be just like Taurus people. In like the best way, because they're like so like, oh, I'm so straight-laced, but they're like secretly really weird. Like the conformist thing is actually like some weird OCD about like beauty, and like, I don't know. I don't really understand it. But Sagittarius people can be like freaky dressers, people say, and then Scorpios can be like non-conformist to the nth degree. I'm sorry, I claim that. Ooh, Scorpio, we did not conform, motherfuckers. Ooh, can I even say that here? I don't even know. Okay, this is getting wild. Okay. Okay, so okay, there was a person. This is like so exciting. I don't know why I feel so excited. This is really the energy. This is not me, because I was like in the gutter all day, in the shitter. I don't know why. I don't know. I guess I was just tired, and then I took a nap, and then I was like, I'm alive, Lazarus. Okay. Well, a lot of stuff comes to me in my sleep, so or just in my rest. Edgar Casey channeled a lot of things in like a half sleep state. I'm not obsessed with him. So, okay, this person that is missing from your life, that was like, that would make you think this like way of like leaps and bounds ahead of your normal thought process of like things that you could do, or like possibilities. They're not in your life anymore. And let's talk about some of the things that happen here in this dynamic. Two of Earth, reverse change. It was like both people, this is like traditionally like shown as like a balancing act of like two coins, a guy like juggling two coins, but it's a different kind of deck. It's a Native American version, so it's Sun and Earth. I think that you were brought into each other's lives because you were both juggling actually a lot of things that actually had to do with the material world, with finance. And you were both like, maybe also both had other, like, it was not, this is not a romantic, this is just like some sort of, Actually, I don't want to say that it's not romantic. I'm sorry. I don't know how you actually feel. We're not going to tune into that yet. Whatever this connection is, there was, you both were like juggling a lot financially and like logistically in your lives. Okay. I'm trying to like be more succinct. Jesus, this is like so long-winded. 5 of fire, stress. Both people were stressed. Maybe both people were like dealing with groups of people that were like kind of a-holes. Like individually, like you may have had to like go home and like, maybe you had to like crazy family situation or like work situation that you didn't like really, maybe you did tell the person. I'm still not really sure about the nature of the dynamic, but anyway, so 7 of fire, endurance. This person sees you as being very strong-willed. Like you will like fight to the death. I mean, not like you would hurt someone, but like if, you know, for your own life, if someone were trying to hurt you, you would just, they see you as someone who's just like has an indomitable spirit. I don't know why they know that about you though, because I'm getting that you haven't seen each other for a long time. But I think that they can sense that you've been through, like, there's like, okay, there's like secrets here. My grandpa's telling me, I'm sorry. I know I sound crazy. So there were like, he's a Cancer and Cancers can be secretive. There were like secrets here in the relationship and like a lot of things about what each person was going through. So there was only like the tip of the iceberg being shown, but it felt like a lot because at the same time, both people were not used to being intimate, but they see you as highly endurant. Is that a word? You see them as life force. You see them as like someone who, sorry, this card is effed up, but it says life force. You see them as someone who like is connected with nature, but also knows how to harness something within others, maybe within you. Like they're like a wrangler. I mean, like if you've ever seen like people on a ranch or something, they like do like wrangle cows. I mean, I don't think it's humane or anything because I love animals, but whatever. But it is the thing they do. But like, they wrangle energy. This person, they're like, I feel the energy. This is what's up, and then they're just like, kind of mush it up into a ball and like make it into something else, and then it blows your mind, and then you're like left just being like, what the F? That was how you felt about this person, which is so funny. I'm trying to just not talk as much. I'm sorry. I'm trying to shut the fuck up. Just let my grandpa do this reading. 2 of fire, will. Yeah, both people were in like a stagnant place maybe, or like a place of choice, actually more like that in their lives, about like a place of duality. Maybe you talked about duality, like your conversations, and maybe the relationship showed like you each got insight into like the duality of humanity. Whoa, I like how I turned the light on dramatically as I said that. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. 3 of air, reversed, doubt. So I feel like what happened was there was a lot of like, I have to go back in the dark, sorry. There was a lot of there was heartbreak here. This is traditionally, the 3 of swords is heartbreak, but with the feathers it's like, it was like a fall from grace. Like you didn't realize how you like, okay, I'm getting that you're both people who don't know how you feel in life. Like you're like, maybe you both have like some Neptune stuff going on where you're like confused about your own emotions, and you're like, this be feeling like, I'm trying to be a Cro-Magnon, you know, and like, and you both like very like smart, and you're like, oh, like blah 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 thoughts, and like intellectualizing everything, and then when you get into like the actual like heart space, maybe one or both of you has that space blocked. So like literally for protection purposes, which would be done probably in childhood, like just like for by yourself, like for energetic purposes. Okay, yeah, that one or both people had that going on, and there was a constant, like, I'm seeing, like, the other person, like, with their little, like, tinkering toolbox trying to just, like, open this person's heart, like, pry it open. And the person's like, no, no, F you, this is my heart. Wow. I'm really thinking of a lot of the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's when she okay, this is the relationship. Okay, it is romantic. I have no idea if it was expressed because we're not there yet, actually. But I'm just, as we're going, this is like about belonging to someone else in a like a beautiful, like emotional way, which is really beautiful. So, cause like in that movie, my favorite part is when Audrey Hepburn, who, when I still had my hair, people used to tell me I looked like her, when I was really young. Anyway, I am growing hair. It's just not long enough to look like Audrey Hepburn right now. I probably never did. It was probably just my aunt being nice to me. But anyway, I have always loved Audrey Hepburn. Like, oh my god, such a obsessed fan. But Breakfast at Tiffany's, oh my god, such a beautiful movie. Just the Holly Golightly is this character. I love old films. She's this character where like she kind of never, she's like an orphan, and then she just like married this guy kind of because for survival reasons, and then she like ran away and like changed her name to Holly Golightly, and then becomes like this sort of escort who kind of, I think it's just dates, but it's like degrading, and she's like actually this like kind of artistic, beautiful soul, and then this guy Paul falls in love with her, and then the whole movie is kind of just her being like, well, see you later, Paul, and he's like, I am in love with you, and she's like, well, see you next week. It's just, and that's the vibe I'm getting here, that one person is like, here I am, and the other person's like, well, gotta go. Which is very funny, actually, because she makes it funny in the movie, because she's like knitting a sweater, and he's like, she's like saying she's gonna run away to Brazil and get married to some like random guy she met at a party, and he's like, right, okay, what? But then he's there for her. Okay, he's there for her when like really tough shit happens, like when her brother dies, they come home from some party, and it's like really, you know, she's not so Holly Golightly then. It's like really traumatic because she like loves her brother. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, I'm not gonna cry. This person was there for you, and in some way you may have not have been emotional with them. They may have been the emotional one, but they showed up for you. They could sense a need. Yeah, definitely. So there's this scene where he like is just saying like, I want to marry you or something. In the end, I think he's like, I love you, and we belong together, and you belong to me. And she says no one belongs to anyone, and then she throws her cat out just to prove that like she has no emotional attachment, basically. And then he's like, what the F are you doing? And then she like eventually, you know, he runs and looks for the cat, and she runs and looks for the cat, and then they find the cat, and sort of just, she cries because, and then they like kiss because she realizes that she does love him, and she loves just like she loves her cat. Maybe one of you has a cat or a dog. Okay, and maybe both or one of you had like some severe like childhood trauma that was like barely skimmed in the interaction. Like it was talked about, but like it was like maybe one of you has like barely even talked about it to anyone, and like barely even like cognizant of it, and it like affected. Yeah, I think actually both people have some like severe childhood stuff that was like really heavy, actually, and maybe neither of them really talked about it very much, actually. And yeah, the Breakfast at Tiffany's thing is just sort of like about, reminds me also, I guess, of my grandpa, of like being orphaned, and maybe you both felt like orphaned in ways in your lives, but you found that belonging with each other, which is so beautiful. And I think that the Holly Golightly, which I don't know who it is in the relationship, it's the man or the woman, or you know, it could be a same-sex relationship, and maybe there's a feminine and a masculine, or if you don't want to look at it that way, maybe there's like, maybe it's like a relationship where it's like a they them, and it's just very open. I don't want to like define anyone's stuff here. Okay, so whatever you're involved in, one person, the Holly Golightly, whoever you want to claim is the more Holly Golightly person, who was like more vulnerable, less censored, the one who was more like, I don't know who I am, like that one, like who, like she's the one who like, or he, sorry, who like fled. And then the other one, who would be Paul, the character, the man, is the one who's like, what the F is, like, where the F is Holly Golightly? He's like, I guess she's knitting a sweater in Brazil right now. That's like what happened here. Because Holly Golightly, which is one person that's dynamic, I'm just trying to keep it open. I don't know if it's you or the other person. The Holly Golightly had to go on a vision quest, and you couldn't be there for that. And it literally may have involved being on a mountain, or it may have involved literally climbing to a higher place than she or he was in their life. Yeah. Holly Golightly was like totally freaked out by the connection, is what I'm getting here. And then Holly Golightly needed to do some serious grounding with the Daughter of Earth, and she was like, and then she got reminded of like abundance and beauty with all the like cornucopia of stuff there, like her own. Okay, so because the connection reminded her that like she's so lonely in her life, or he, you know, being seen that clearly by someone. So then it was like, I think this says something father. Oh, you know what? I can't really read what it says. Oh, it says grandfather. Oh my god, that's so funny, because I was just, you can't see, but it does say grandfather. I was just talking about a grandfather this whole time, so that confirms it. That's right, motherfuckers. Okay. I hate when all the tarot people say, you cannot make this up, but you can't make this up. But it really does say grandfather. It's just like not there because this card is effed up. But believe me, trust, you can look this card up online if you want. It's Vision Quest Tarot. So my grandfather's final statement is, we are all orphans. And that's the greater lesson of anyone who loses a parent, or who is orphaned early in life, or who is estranged from their family, or someone who has a fucking horrific childhood and has deep abandonment trauma, which Holly had. That my grandfather is affirming that, like, okay, because this has a buffalo here, so the Great Spirit will provide is really what that means in Native American terms. That this is about not only this connection is not only about like connecting with this person and like really something, there can be deep connections. Because look, I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen here. I don't know if Holly's going to float around back and knit more sweaters or come back from Brazil, or what the F she's gonna do. She may just be a total nut, like, I mean, not nutcase in a bad way, but I'm seeing this like really eccentric person who's like, who doesn't like follow the rules, he or she, and a relationship may feel like rules to them, and especially having to be so emotionally vulnerable. But so it reminded them, it's almost like seeing the glass half full reminds you of how it's half empty. So now there's like this lack, and the main message for each person is like that the great buffalo will provide. Like, don't stress about the outcome here. Just focus on how amazing it did feel to have that connection that reminded you that we're not just randomly on this earth for no reason. But I'm tuning into Holly's feelings and Holly Golightly, the Holly Golightly of this relationship, and I think that he or she does care deeply, and you may be hearing from them at some point, and to not, you know, once again scare them with this, because in the movie she says it feels like a cage to her. She says, I don't want anybody to put her in a cage. She says, I don't want to put you in a cage, I want to love you. So that's kind of, I guess I just want to leave it there. I don't want to put you in a cage, I want to love you. Whoever is watching, because I want to say that life is so hard, and maybe a lot of people don't hear it, but if you watch my channel at any point, I really appreciate just the energy that you've put out towards me, because I can feel it, and it means a lot to me, because I'm not, I mean, I would love at some point to have like a following, but that takes like years, and you know, do like a membership or whatever that people do for money. But this is, at this point, it is not for money. I do private readings if you want a reading. It's very cheap, but this is not for money. This is for art, really creative artistic expression. I'm in a point in my life where I need to speak my voice, and this is something I've done a long time, and life is so hard, and I want to say I love you for watching my channel. Thank you. Because whatever you're going through, if we're a vibrational match right now, you have been through some effed up stuff lately, and you know what, this relationship, whether it works out or not, you are going to be okay, because the Great Spirit will provide. So thanks for tuning in.